Hi everybody, my name is Sarah. Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. It's a good day today. Yesterday, I did a binge watch of Stephanie Keto Person. And there's a lot of things that she doesn't have on her very, very, very strict keto food plan. And some of those things are coffee, dairy, and a whole bunch of veggies that I thought would be okay to have, like zucchini and summer squash, for example. And I wanted to re-watch it today. She kind of did a, on the down low, shopping at Trader Joe's podcast. And I was astounded at what she said no to. She also doesn't like cold cuts like salami and things like that I know a lot of us have on our keto diet, considering it friendly. So she's very, very strict and regimented, and I like that. Staying the course is what I like to think of my food plan with Keto Under 20. And it's an always tweaking, ever-evolving food plan. There are things today that I wouldn't buy at the store to eat that maybe even a month ago I thought was generally regarded as safe, as the government likes to say, grass, G-R-A-S. I'm not giving up my coffee. I definitely cap it at 2 cups a day. And so it's like 20 to 24 ounces of coffee. On the overnights, I probably have a little bit more, but that's because I'm staying awake. But I try to limit my caffeine intake, and I'm still organic heavy whipping cream. I still buy the coconut, almond, or cashew milks and top off my my bulletproof coffees with them to have them reach the max mark. So I have those, and anyway, it's just very, very interesting to see her take on it. And she has a lot of videos like I do, and finding that Trader Joe's grocery haul or the in-person, like what to eat and what not to eat, was very, very interesting. And sometimes she talks so fast, I couldn't tell if she was saying don't have it or okay to have it. So that's why I wanted to see it a second time, because the old brain. So staying the course, what does that mean for you? Does that mean that you're using tools that have been offered here and other places, or tricks or tips, being honest with yourself, weighing and measuring with little kitchen scales and measuring cups and spoons? Does that mean staying the course for you? Or does it mean, instead of eyeballing, getting to that place? Every day we do our food plan, no matter what it is, we want to do the optimal for ourselves. And it's a very, very, very individual, unique program, as you can tell when you watch people in What I Ate Today. And there's one woman that has been very, very, very keto, and she's a tiny, tiny woman. And she eats these 3 hearty meals a day. I'm either jelly or or wondering how she does it at any given time. But she decided to kick herself out of ketosis and begin to have some carbs. The ones that I've seen her have the most of is brown rice. And like the other day, she had a great big fat omelet with 2 scoops of brown rice, but she only ate 1. And that was her breakfast. And for lunch, it looked like a very sweet type of Korean type of dish. And for dinner, she had a very traditional rotisserie chicken, zucchini, and another scoop of rice. And so she was waiting for her glucometer to come, and it came. So she showed it at the end of the video. And I don't know how she's doing with it at this point. I've never experimented with any keto sticks or glucometer or anything like that. I guess I just jumped from low carb, high fat with carbs at around 50, mostly vegetables, not grains, sugars, or fruits, Although, yeah, I was having berries, and I began to knock those down and then knock those off. But I did give up all sugars and grains about 20 months ago. And how I feel is so phenomenal, but I forget how I felt back then because I kind of was feeding the addict. So the addict might have said, I feel phenomenal because I was feeding sugar and grains and fruits. And so then I gave that up. But I do feel good today. I'm 66 and a half. And staying the course for me means sticking to a lot of green leafies. And I love the sturdy, hardy kale. The Tuscan organic kale from Trader Joe's is real hardy, real veiny, and I love that. Greg doesn't, so for him, I get the organic baby kale. And I took a cookie sheet, and lined it with parchment paper, and half was my kale and half was his last night. But first I shook them in like a tablespoon of organic olive oil, the one that I got in that blue porcelain little pitcher from Trader Joe's. And so I shook them, and then I separated them on the cookie sheet and had that. And that was delicious. And next week, I'm going to have an omelet, and it's going to be placed on that. I guess since watching somebody like Stephanie, I'm more aware of the dairy that I have. And yesterday at the Earthy Crunchy place, I did have 2 meals, which I plan for one a week with my friend. And I just asked for a cream cheese omelet with a side of their uncured bacon, and I took out half of the cream cheese. So it's not like it's like free, I can have as much as I want. I did cut it back so it was like 2 tablespoons of cream cheese in the omelet, which to me would be a rare and appropriate dairy treat. And when I make the omelet at home that I was talking about on a bed of kale for next week, it'll have kind of the same, and maybe stuffed with something else too, like some sauteed organic mushrooms, something like that. But staying the course for me means that I do track in my Lose It tracker, the premium for $39.99, and I do weigh and measure most things. Definitely cream and butter that go into my bulletproof coffees, because my eyeball of heavy cream could be 1/4 of a cup, and I'm sitting there thinking I'm having 2 tablespoons. Or is that 1/4 of a cup? I get confused sometimes. So I just do the grams with the butter and the cream. I don't do everything with grams, but for example, I'm going to make some organic green beans today to accompany my crack slaw for dinner. And I will do the weighing of the grams, because does 1 cup equal 8 ounces of green beans, or is it, you know what I mean? I get so confused. So I will do in bulkier things, and I do with the kale as well, grams. And that's a new thing for me. I didn't do those things before. I just assumed cup. Sometimes I filled a Pyrex cup with the kale or the spinach, but now I'm doing that. Same thing with the mushrooms. So staying the course doesn't mean always the same. It means being willing to integrate new ideas into how I treat my food and have my food on a daily basis. And how do I get this? I get this from watching other podcasts of how people do it and their little kitchen scales, and it's working for me. I like it. I wish I could go back to that Stephanie Keto, so there would be no peppers, and she said no green, no yellow, no orange, no red, no zucchini. So what does that mean for zoodles? I thought zoodles was safe. Maybe I'll mix my zoodles with spinach, do like a cut of having that to use my arrabbiata Rouse sauce. And so that's what those sort of things mean for me. And so that's what I plan on doing with all of my meals, staying the course, but be willing to tweak and integrate new ideas. So that's it from me here. It's been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto Under 20. Staying the course, baby. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.